How's it going, guys? Welcome to the channel. Welcome to a tier list video. But not just any tier list video. This one is for music from Persona 3 FES. So I saw a video by Your Bud Tevin, and I disagree with some of the opinions in the video, so I figured, why not make my own, right? So this is going to be a series of videos featuring Persona 3 FES, Persona 4 Gold, and Persona 5 Roll. Now, I'm going to make a fourth video after all those are done. That's going to take the best songs of all three, so we can rank them all, decide what the best song is from all the games. I know Persona 1 and 2 are there, but I've never played them, so I'm not going to include them. Oh, I'm also joined by my friend Mr. KMK. Say hi.
Hello.
So he has never played Persona before and has very limited knowledge, so he'll be listening with fresh ears, unlike me who have played, again, all three. Alright, so these are our tiers. We have Definitely Not a Bop. This is for songs that neither of us really jive with. Then there's Not a Bop. It's probably a song that you'll, on first listen, is not that bad, but you keep hearing it and you're just sick of it. Kind of a Bop is, in my opinion, a song that you'll hear throughout the whole game. You don't really love it, but you don't hate it enough to put it lower. Bop is a song that you listen to a lot. And Absolute Bop. This is a song that you'll put on your Spotify playlist and just, freaking jam out to. Oh, and quick note, I'm only going to play the first few seconds of each of the songs so there's no copyright problems like with my Persona 5 Strikers video I uploaded a few days ago. But now that's out of the way, let's get to the first song, which is Burn My Dread, which is a song from the intro. Alright, that was Burn My Dread. Now, what'd you think of it?
Okay. So the duality. So one of the first things that really popped, that caught my attention, was the funky beginning of the song.
Yeah.
Really kind of trying to puts you into the theme of the whole game. It kind of gave me the feeling of those 80 funk songs.
I can see that. I can see that.
And then out of nowhere, the chorus switch up, turning into more of a rock song. Really cool. The chemistry of both sounds melded really good together, especially because one of the things as an artist or as a producer is that if you want to try to meld two different ideas together, you'll tend to have this weird clashing of one of the elements will be overpowering the other. So if you want to put rap into rock, maybe the rap section is a little bit more overpowering rock. But surprisingly, it was actually really, really well to listen to. It didn't make it too annoying. The funk section lasted pretty good. The rock section really kept it going. Let's see, if I could probably, it's kind of a bop for me.
You think kind of a bop? I'm thinking bop. I don't know. Okay. Some of the different versions of Burn My Dread sound really good, but just the intro version, I can agree is kind of a bop.
Yeah. I'm about to say, the reason I want to put it right there is because I'm not sure what the hell we're gonna see. So
in my opinion, Persona 3 has some gems, and to me, dumpster fire songs. I think if you had a scale like ours, it'd have a mix from all these, whereas 4 and 5 would be a little different. But that's beside the point. Alright, after this we have Aria of the Soul, the poem for Everyone's Souls, whatever you want to call it. This is basically the song that plays in the Velvet Room. And this is a room, okay, that basically you go and you fuse your personas and do a few other little things. It's in every game. All right, so let's
wait. What's the song called again? I'm so sorry.
It's called Aria of the Soul. So it's also called the Poem for Everyone's Souls. It has a couple of different names, or just the Velvet Room.
So Aria of the Soul.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I know, right? But let's go with it. And it's pretty much the same in all the different Persona games. Alright, so that is a 5 minute song, so I'm not gonna listen to the whole thing, but because
No, yeah, that's
it kind
fine.
of just starts to loop, you
Um,
know. But like, I don't know, I do like this song. The thing is, it doesn't sound much different, if at all, in Persona between the three Persona games we're looking at. So it's
yeah.
like, and like, you spend a lot of time in the Velvet Room, so it really starts to wear down on you. But it's so iconic. How about you? What are you
Um,
thinking?
so it's again, I'm just keeping notes. Um, it's really good for the. I really enjoyed the piano melody,
Yeah,
orchestral back
it immediately
instrument.
catches you,
Like
and you it's so
it,
recognizable too.
yeah. But it's a very good song for like a soundtrack, more for like soundscaping and doing things like that to keep people sort of interested. Like like scores in movies or TV shows is like they are they are kind of like the background music of the movie or the background music of the TV show. It's not an actual song. This is what that basically is. It's really really good for that. Um, so where would I put it? Probably not a bop.
Really, not a
Only
bop.
because it's like if you're trying to think of like a good song to like listen to when you're just like in the car with the buddies, this is probably not it. It's a
True.
good song. It's just not a definite like song I would put on for like my own amusement or enjoyment. It's
Yeah.
that's just me. So
So with me, the fact that I've heard this song so many times, like initially it would probably be around kind of bop tier, but now it's like it's more not a bop tier for me, cause again I've heard it like if I've heard this song on loop for hours at this point, to where it's like it's not a bad song by any stretch of the imagination. I think the opening melody is awesome, but it's just I've heard it too much, you know.
yeah.
Like that's kind of with any song, you know. All right. What we got next? Oh, Mass Destruction. All right, this is the song that plays in every single battle. That's not like a boss battle, basically. It's so yeah, this is a song you'll probably hear more than any other song in the game. Probably, um, so yeah, let's get to it. All right, so the, all right, Mass Destruction. Like if we're looking at all like between 3, 4, and 5, we're looking at all. I know the comparison's gonna come later, but you know I can't help myself. I love
Um,
this as a battle theme so much, just because like even though it does loop a little bit, it's just like the opening always gets you in. But I will say after playing a lot of Persona 3, it does drag a bit. But I don't know. It's just it's one of the I didn't think I would like the
um,
rapping section, but I really do.
so with this song, it gives me a lot of the JSR vibes, which is Jet Set Radio vibes. If
Ah,
you've never heard the game, I would highly recommend you looking up just the soundtrack of it. It is fucking phenomenal. Um, and like I said, the guy who makes it is Hideki Nakamura. I think his name is.
probably Nakamura. Yeah,
No, sorry, Naganuma. Sorry.
Naganuma. Oh,
Yeah, Hideki Naganuma. Sorry for the Japanese listeners if you ever find this. I know.
I doubt
But
it.
yeah, it gives me those types of vibes where it's just this funky, this funky soundtrack, and it's a boss battle, but you're not really. It doesn't feel much of like a boss battle as
No,
much
no,
as like you're like,
this is the regular battle theme. Like every single fight
oh,
you go into, it plays. Other than
oh, that's
boss
awesome.
battles.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. So yeah, it even with just like the normal battles, you're still like kept in this funky hypnotic state, like you're just bobbing your head. The entire time I
Oh
was
yeah,
bobbing, so that's a definite bop.
it amps you up. It gets like oh, it's go time.
That's a good one. That's a real. That's a real
I
good one.
want to put
You
an
can probably.
absolute bop so
I'm gonna say yeah.
badly.
You could probably put it into absolute bop. But the more that we get farther and down the list,
Yeah, at the end we'll
it
rearrange
makes more.
anything that we feel needs to be moved.
Yeah,
Um,
that's a good one. That was a really
yeah.
good one.
Let's see. Next we have Deep Breath, Deep Breath. So this plays twice during the Priestess Shadow event and the Operation Babe Hunt. Every person game have to has some sort of perverted bit, but the Priestess Shadow event, that's a boss section basically. It's actually the first big boss, I guess you could say.
Feeling no pressure, but appears in the media. Getting jiggy with confirmed, physically feel the blast and touch the sky. Feeling no pressure, but appears in the media. Getting jiggy with confirmed, physically telling you. Anywhere you be, from New York to Siberia. Gotta be your own beat and shake it till.
All right, so this plays during the first major boss section of Persona 3. And like when I first heard this, I was like, "Yo, it's on!" I got mega hyped. I was so ready to do whatever needed to be done. But then you get to the middle section, and it's just, yeah, just I don't know. It really it just kills it. It kills it for me, man. It's like a lot of the Persona 3 songs, and we'll get to a few of them, start out really well, but like in the middle they have some section that just kills it, and this is part of it. But like I don't know, the beginning section's so good. Like again, when I first heard it, it was such a drastic shift from what we had already heard up to that point. That I was like, okay, now it's flexing its freaking musical muscles, and I don't know that middle section. I don't know. How about you?
Yeah, because it's weird because like again, like I told you, I'm gonna make this as a very accurate and very honest um review of the songs. This is a very it's yeah, the intro is really cool. I like the fact that it has like these glitchy sounds to kind of keep the theme of the song, like it's
Yeah,
really cool.
because this plays
But
during the
then
dark hour, which is like that's where everything goes down.
yeah, and then you start listening to the songs like, okay, this is the entire song, cool. But then the actual chorus starts to play,
If
and
you
it's
can
like,
call it that.
oh, I was to say, this it it loses if it didn't have the woman singing with a distortion on her
It
voice.
sounded like she was getting attacked by a freaking flock of geese. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah, it was it it throws it off because I was actually starting to vibe with the song. Like, okay,
Yeah,
cool. But the fact that it did that would probably drop it down to a not a bop. Like it was already kind of a bop from just the,
yeah,
but yeah, it turned into straight a not a bop only for the chorus because
yeah.
it was terrible decision.
If we're going off just the beginning part or the part without the chorus, it's probably around bop kind of bop level. But nah, like that, like it's good enough to where it's not definitely not a bop, but it goes a not a bop. Sadly, I do enjoy this song, so it's kind of a shame. But let's see. Now we got Master of Shadow. Master of Shadow plays during Arcana boss battle. So basically, throughout Tartarus, which is the big dungeon in the game,
Yeah,
there are these big bosses you'll encounter, and they're based on. They kind of have like they have their own Arcana. Like the Chariot was the first one. So this is something that plays during those fights, if I'm not mistaken. So let's go. Okay, so this song here, alright, like, holy crap, is this not one, this is one of the best boss, like, general boss battle themes I've heard, like, in most games I've played. Because you do hear this a few times in the game against, again, the Arcana bosses. But, like, good lord, the build-up it has at the start, and it just keeps building. And with
Yeah,
some songs, I don't like how some songs build up and they don't capitalize well on the build up. This capitalizes on every build up and just keeps going. It's like, dude, this makes you like this is fight music at its finest.
um,
It's,
oh
oh
god.
man,
Okay, so it has a really cool intro with like that very like crazy video game sounds,
yeah.
almost like you're in a pinball machine. But then it gets to the chorus or more. It's more of like a breakdown, and gets to that contrast that I talked about, and it sounds a little bit off once it goes transitions right back for me at least. Um, but both sections actually sound really good. It's just the transition into one or the other is really off-putting at first. Um, but yeah, it's not a bad song, especially for a boss. So I would probably put in a yeah lower bop, upper kind of bop.
All right, yeah, we'll put it in the bop tier just so we have something in the bop tier. But nothing so far, and definitely not a bop. But I guarantee it's gonna change soon. Wait, soon? Not too soon. All right. Next up, we got Tartarus First Floor. Now, the Tartarus dungeon is very big. It's the only dungeon in the game, really, and it's separated into 6 blocks, and each block unlocks over time. So this is the theme of the very first block.
What's the name of this one again?
Tartarus First Block. Okay, so I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this song. It's kind of hard to put into words. Like it fits the theme of the first block, like the dark gloominess of it. Because some of the layer blocks get a little brighter, but yeah, I don't know. It's just, I get it's supposed to sound distorted because this is the introduction to the distorted world, the dark hour, and all that stuff. But it just loops so quickly. It's like a 10-second loop almost. But like the piano bit's really nice though. I do like that in the background accompanying the main
So
sound.
yeah, one of the cool things that I like about games like Danganronpa is that they have songs where like they actually when you're playing the game on like I think it's the bottom I think it's either the top or the bottom left hand corner, or it could be either one of the sides, where it tells you the name of the songs that are playing, and all of the songs are like they repeat. Like there's a point where you can hear it like it repeats. But it's not annoying because the songs aren't like obnoxious, you know. With this, it has like this really creepy, eerie sound, like the
Yeah.
white noise distortion in the back to get you really caught into this. Oh yeah, this is some crazy, creepy shit. It's simple in that it doesn't have like a normal drum pattern like with a kick and a snare and some hi-hats and stuff or some percussions. It's just a simple kick to kind of just keep the driving force of the rhythm. And of course the piano parts, like you said, really catch your attention too to keep the eeriness afloat. Very simple.
Very simple.
It's probably a Oh man, this is really hard.
For me,
I
it's
would probably
somewhere around here.
yeah, I would probably put in kind of bop at the moment because it is just a score of a song. Nothing really too major, not like vocals and stuff, but yeah, it's really cool. I like it.
Yeah. My thing with this song is I'm glad you mentioned Danganronpa because this sounds a lot like if you take out the piano portion, it sounds just like a Danganronpa song. Like I could totally see that. All right, let's see. Now we got the Polonia Mall. I think that's how you pronounce it. I could be wrong, but sue me. This plays when you're shopping, basically, in the overworld.
I never felt like
Well,
I never felt like down. tasted with me.
Okay, so as I said before, this plays while you're shopping, and I do kind of like how it's kind of like, okay, look, you're in the shop, just relax, everything's chill, you know. It's not gonna be some like sort of high intensity type of deal. It's like you're shopping, It's like this isn't serious, so it's not really meant to be like some like oh, it's time to fight, It's nothing like that. So I do like the simplicity of it, and how slow it is too.
Yeah, it's probably one of the slower songs, except for maybe probably might be in the same realm of like what the heck is it?
Aria of the
Uh,
Soul.
yeah, Aria of the Soul, where it's like very slow, and it has to be that slow because it's more of a like an orchestral thing. But I like the vibe of it. It gave me a lot of like the very much of a '90s pop songs, um
90s
like
pop.
Aaliyah and maybe Destiny's Child and stuff like that.
I think Destiny's
Um,
Child. I thought about that
just
a bit.
and it has this really groovy patterns that they put into it. It has a very interesting pan snare. I really like it. Most like I don't know. I just like this. I really do. It's a really good bop.
You think it's a bop?
Yeah, most definitely.
All
This
right,
is a very
I can agree.
and of course the horns, and of course they add the horns to keep the song interesting, just repetitive.
Yeah.
Like it's this song is again, it's not obnoxious to the point to where you're like, okay, I want to turn this shit off. It does get repetitive, but again, you're shopping. You're not paying attention to much of the songs anyway.
Yeah, you're not there for long enough anyway for it to get too repetitive,
Right.
All right,
So yeah,
let's
that's
see.
a good one.
So now we got Tartarus' second block. If you couldn't guess, this plays when you reach the next block of Tartarus. I know it says floor, but it's block. Alright, so it's not too different from block one, but it's way more like energetic. Like it gets to the main like theme part much faster. And it just feels like a more high energy version of block one.
Yeah. Man, yeah, it sounds very similar to Carter, so it's like I
Yeah.
have to really like remember it. Um, but yeah, I would probably put it to where Tartarus first block is. I think I put it in kind of above.
Would you put it above the first floor though?
That's hard.
To me, I think the high energy is better because it's not as
Yeah.
gloomy. Like it's a bit of a brighter section. Still dark and gloomy, but not as like holy crap. I need to turn the brightness on my TV up. Kind of gloomy. You know what I'm saying? All right, now we have Calamity. Now Calamity plays during the dark hour when there's like a big like crisis happening, which happens every couple of weeks in game. There's like, oh crap, everything's going bad, that kind of thing.
Ooh.
Yeah, it goes.
What's the name of this song again?
Calamity. Gee, this song's good. Alright, so this song just goes off immediately. And I do like how throughout it has like the string plucking, almost like when some person like plucks a violin string, I like that because it just comes out of nowhere and it really just throws you off because that's not what you're expecting, But
No, yeah.
but like for a high intensity situation, this is very good at capturing that feeling of just anxiety,
Yeah. So one of the cool things that I think I have like I don't have much notes. It has a really cool like drum and bass intro. like with a lot of the percussions.
Yeah.
It has the really cool. I don't know if they were if they're vocal effects or if they're like string effects.
They
Where like you
sound more
said,
like
they pluck.
string.
Yeah, probably a string one. Where like you said, they just pluck the string and it's just comes out of nowhere. And what's really cool about this one is that it's chaotic and wild,
Yeah, but
and
while
so
still not being like white noise, you know?
yeah, like, and that's what's cool about it is that like with the you hear the build up and then it just transition into this really beautiful violin solo, and it goes right back to chaos, which is a really good transition from the crazy wild shit that is playing to the beautiful, um, soft smoothness of what like a lot of the other tracks are. I really like that. That one's probably, oh man, that
Yeah,
one's probably really
I'm thinking
yeah,
absolute bop. See, it actually reminds me of a song from Undertale. It's the part where Toriel is like, "Hey, I'm gonna go like you need to cross this room without me," and that song starts playing. It's the only time you ever hear that song in the game, I believe. But it reminds me a lot of that because it captures that anxiety of the situation. I really like that. So next up, we have Joy. Now, Joy plays during social link events when you're hanging out with like your buddies and stuff. Um,
okay.
yeah. So this, yeah. Alright, so this song. Now, I like the way it starts. It sounds cool. You're like, yo, this is a nice little thing when you're chilling with buddies. And then the rapping comes in, and it just sucks you out of it so fast. And then, like, towards this part of the song, towards the middle part, it's just like, yeah, yeah. Like when you were a kid and you first heard Darth Vader's voice, you like got like a tin can talking to it. That's what this sounds like. It just like it just sucks it just really kills the vibe it's giving me. I don't
I
like some
like
of the rapping portions.
I absolutely like it. I like that
Oh
there's
really?
like really cool vocal scratches before the first like breakdown. It gives me a lot of the JSR vibes. Um, it because again like that's like when I'm looking for like a good soundtrack, a Jet Set Radio is like the fucking perfect one. It's not it does to me it doesn't really feel as repetitive as like the other ones, which is like even though it does I can hear that it loops, it's not like oh yeah, this is looping. Like it's not like a very precise like loop, if that makes sense. Like
Yeah.
when you're listening to it, it just sounds like it's just like a different song. At any point of the song, it sounds like a different song, which is really good. I like the very smooth transitions that they have. It doesn't pull me out of it. In my opinion, I actually don't mind them doing their vocal scratches or the rapping in the background. I don't really mind it. It actually keeps me bopping my head, which is a good thing. So it probably would be a bop, probably on a lower tier, but it's still a bop.
Yeah, it's fun. Look at the comments of the YouTube video and saying this is like the jump around part is sampled from Jet Set Radio's Everybody Jump Around. Interesting.
Huh,
Then
interesting.
yeah, good to know. Funny that you
Yeah,
mentioned Jet Set
and
Radio.
yeah, you might if you've heard of it, or if you haven't, I know that for probably your fans, if they have, they know. Like if you know, you know. Like
Yeah.
it's really awesome. I love it. One of my favorite songs that I actually sent it to you was called "Funky Dealer," and it's so fucking cool. I
Yeah.
love it.
So did you say bop?
Um, yeah, it's a bop. That one's a good one.
Uh,
Stop.
yeah, I'll put it bop. I'll put it bop. Alright, next up we have The Path is Open. Now this song plays during Persona Evolution. Now throughout the story, for those that may not know, your characters will sort of have like an epiphany of sorts, and they'll like grow as a person. Therefore, their persona will evolve. So this is a song that plays during that part.
Oh, Path Open.
So yeah, this typically plays like, like at the end of a social link as well. This happens. This kind of like the social link song as well. That when you upgrade a social link, this also plays during that, if I'm not mistaken. Um, okay, I do like how it almost sounds like it's got like an organ in the back almost.
Yeah.
But I mean, considering you only hear the song for literally like a handful of seconds, because like you don't stick around just to listen to it. You know what I mean? Like you hear the song like 5 seconds later, you're done listening to it. So it is repetitive, but like again, you don't listen to it near long enough for it to become repetitive.
Yeah. So I would probably just put it into a not a bop. Again, it's almost like the aria of the soul. It's a very cool score type of a song. Not really much of like a actual like the last one that we heard. It's like there's no, again, it's very atmospheric. It has almost the exact same feel as Aria of the Soul, but what I like want to put it on at a fucking party? No. But yeah, like, oh man, so far a lot of the songs are getting into the kind of a bop to absolute bops, but
Yeah. So we had the path is open. Now we have the path was closed, which plays whenever you get a game over. It was short, so I didn't pause it. But did you catch at the end there where it had a little bit of Aria of the Soul in there?
yeah, that's why I was like, oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
That's a cool one.
I like that a lot.
Oh man,
I'm thinking kind of a
it
bop.
could be kind of a bop. That one's a good one.
Yeah. And again, you only hear this.
Even though it was short, it really caught my attention, and that's all that matters.
Exactly.
That cool.
Love that. I love that song. Let's see. What is next? Changing seasons. So in the high school, right? In the second semester, this is sort of the thing that's going to play while you're in the overworld, essentially. Just out of nowhere, the trumpets.
Oh, that's good. That's good. That's probably the absolute bop. That's so awesome.
La vérité finit toujours par se découvrir. À chaque jour suffit sa peine.
Okay, does that mean that sound like that person was speaking French, or am I just like out of my mind?
Probably.
It sounded mad French.
I mean, I would probably have to look up who did the composing of this game to kind of see if it's like anybody who's just like a Hideki or.
Once upon a time, I knew the name.
No, you're good. Man, that's so cool. I
Like-
like the layering. I really.
Yeah.
So one of the cool things about producing is that you'll find out that when you add on layers, what we call
Awesome,
them,
Bob.
you start adding on like the hi-hats, and you start adding on the percussion, start adding on the vocal chants or the chops, and you start to realize that a lot of it is not melding well together. This, however, fucking bops. This is an absolute bop. That was because the building of everything, it just started off with the piano and the vocals, and then the drums kicked in, and then the hi-hats, and then all the horns in the background.
The horns where it takes a turn. Like, it was like, this is
Yeah,
good.
like-
The vocal part at the start. At first I was like, that's weird, but now I'm like, oh no, that's clean. But then we get the horns and it just keeps going. Now the French or whatever that is speaking in the middle kind of just like doesn't belong in my opinion. I could be wrong, but to me it doesn't fit. But I don't know. Absolute bop or bop? It's one of the two.
Probably put it in lower tier, lower absolute bop.
Lower absolute bop? Okay.
Yeah, lower absolute bop.
All right, fair enough.
That was fucking awesome.
Next,
I love that.
yeah, next up.
That's fucking cool.
So we got Master of Tartarus. So this is for Tartarus boss battles, or at least some of them.
Oh,
So yeah, I do like how it I mean, this is a great song right out the gate, but like, I do like how it sort of takes parts of the Tartarus theme and like goes crazy with it. Cause you can hear little bits from the Tartarus theme, like you
Yeah.
can tell it's from the same like area basically. But like,
it's
man,
because like when you listen to the first stage or the first block and you go to the second block, there's a little bit of a shift, but it's not too much. But then you hear this and it's like, okay, this is a little bit different. One of the things that really I enjoyed was the guitar riff.
yeah, the guitar
And
is
then the
sick.
turntable scratches in the background. What really throws it off for me personally is the drum. The fact that they are acoustic drums rather than drums that are like in like a highly in so like a highly acoustified room. But there's not a lot of these drums like the because like if you've ever heard like I'm pretty sure you have. You told me you were in a band or yeah you were in band
Yeah.
and when you hear a actual snare being hit, it sets off this resonance off the walls because our normal walls aren't acoustified to withstand that sort of stuff. But when you have a really well acoustic room, oh my god, it's fucking amazing. There's not much of a resonance, so when you hit that snare, it gives off the pure snare sound. Basically in a much less wordy way. Wasn't much of an acoustic drums rather than recorded um, a recorded live drums, but much more mixed, more put together. It's the song is good. It's just that's just for me. I'll probably put it into a bop, lower bop.
Yeah.
Because,
What really sold me was when when the vocals came in.
yeah,
Cause
those are good
like,
too.
cause like the song just sort of being sort of not monotonous, but it's in the sort of same like area. I guess is the best way to put it. And then the vocals come in, it just amps up at that point. Yeah, I agree with Bob. Let's see. Next up is Living with Determination. This is for sad events.
You said
Living with Determination. Okay, so for a song that plays during sad events, I think it fits pretty well. Although it feels more like hopeful and uplifting than like sad and depressing, if that makes any sense.
yeah,
Because like
I
the
think
piano sounds so like hopeful, like things are gonna get better, instead of like, oh, everything's crap, you know.
Yeah, the thing that really throws it off for me too is like if it's supposed to be a song of like with like trying to uplift you, it's gonna be a little bit like it's gonna have to be a little bit sad. And what happens is that if you put it into a different key, then it sends a different message of what you're trying to convey into the song. Um, it's a very nice piano. I wish that there was like some type of percussions to um kind of move it forward. At
Even
least for me,
cymbals.
even if it was just like simple, like just like a simple drum pattern, it would have probably made it uh, a little bit sadder. Even if it was just like lo-fi drums or percussions, I would probably put into kind of a I don't know.
Uh,
Probably that's hard.
I'm thinking like high not a bop maybe.
Yeah.
That's what I'm feeling. All right. So
I
now
need to go. I need to go and eat. We're almost done. I just need to go and eat, and I'll be right back.
cool. All right, now that he's back from eating, middle of recording. Next up, we got Tara's third block. All right, let's go with this.
Oh. Okay. It sounds very.
Yeah, like the difference is very minute. Like it sounds like the piano's like it seems like the piano lasts a little bit longer. Like when you press the note, it's like the sound sticks around longer. But like, it doesn't really sound that much different from 1 and 2. What?
Yeah, it sounds very, very much like mostly 2. So, yeah, put it in a.
I have this distinct feeling that all of them are going to be in the exact same tier. Unless the other 3 change it up. Alright, Tara's 4th floor. We're going to knock them all out. Let's go. You know, I think I figured it out. It sounds like each block is a remix of the previous block. Oh, this one has slightly, like, deeper piano presses, I suppose. What are you thinking? Kind of? With the rest of them?
But yeah, but I mean, like, it's very, very every other one. At a certain point, it's kind of hard to to tell the difference, discern the differences.
Now, a lot of people say that this one is the best sounding one, 4 or 5. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go. This is a nice change. Okay, now this is a different one, alright? So it sounded like it had like ghostly whispering in the back. I don't know if you could hear that. But I kind of picked up like ghostly whispering in the back at certain portions. And it just seems like a little more higher energy. Because, you know, you're approaching the top. The top of Taurus is the top of the 6th block. So, like, I think it's the best of them all. Yeah, so far I agree. With all these comments, at least.
Probably in low bop.
Low bop? Ooh. Alright.
That one's a bit different.
Alright.
Because it actually develops going.
Yeah.
Like from part 1 to like master, you can hear the gradual increase of the songs. But 5 is probably the better one because it actually starts to get really good.
Alright. This one person made a good point. Each floor adds a little bit to the music. So it becomes more and more complete.
Yeah, there you go.
This is 6. Oh, yeah. This is the best one. Okay, this is the most complete version of the song. I didn't pick up on this until just now reading that comment because, I'm not the most musically inclined person. But, like, yeah, each floor adds more to the song. So by the time you get to floor 6, it's just the complete song.
Yeah, each floor adds a different element. It could be some strings, some vocals, some more percussions added to the song.
I think the problem is... Oh, sorry.
It is so small changes, or the things that they're adding into it are so small that your brain, it takes a while for you to realize, like, oh yeah, this has some, like, some eerie whispers in the background that you have to really listen for, and which is cool. Like, that's a really cool way to do that. Like each floor until you get to the master floor is completely different from the last, which is cool. I like that.
You cut out.
Oh, I just basically said that it was a good man, like, because like I've heard like soundtracks where they've like there's like, this is stage 3 and it sounds like the exact same songs from stage 1. It's like, add some more elements to it. Start off with just very bare minimums of like a good guitar riff and the drums, and then you start adding more elements like vocal chops and or maybe some more percussion sounds until you get to the master level and it adds everything into it.
Yeah, see, that's my thing. Like, this is like an 80-ish hour game, give or take, depending on how fast you play. And it's like, you go to Taurus a lot. So the thing is, Taurus has like well over 100 blocks. I think it's actually 200 something. But it has so many blocks, and this song's playing throughout the entirety of it. So the fact that it's just slight differences the whole way through is not enough to keep you into it, It's like Persona 5, for example, and Persona 4. Every dungeon is a completely different soundtrack, And so, by the time you're done with it, you're not sick of the song, for the most part. There's only really one that people get sick of, but, when we get to it, we get to it. So, yeah. I think 6 is the best one. Let's see, next up we have the Battle for Everyone's Souls. Let's see, what was this one used for again? I believe this is the one when you fight the final boss. This is part of it. Like, the final boss has several stages and stuff, so a bunch of different songs play, but this is like the main one. Alright, to prevent copyright, I had to stop it. Because otherwise I'm going to listen to the end. So a few things before you get going. So if you notice, this is Aria the Soul remixed, But it has way more added to it than just a simple remix. Because, also, crap, what is the song? I think The Voice Someone Calls is a song we're going to get to in a little bit. It sounds a lot like a little bit of it is incorporated. So, it takes a lot from, several different songs, but it is its own unique song,
Yeah.
I love this song. To me, it's absolute bop. Because just like, this is the final boss theme, basically.
Yeah.
Technically. I mean, there is one other one, but we'll get to it. Just masterpiece. I almost want to put another tier. How about you?
That was really cool. So that one's the remix of Aria.
Like when the opera like vocal bit comes in, that's when you can really tell it has at least elements of Aria in it. Cause like it has the Velvet Room theme incorporated into it, which is where the vocal parts come in.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
That is really cool. It's good. That's a good one. That one's an absolute bop because the intro has like this really rock heavy theme, and it absolutely takes over with this really funky.
It goes from rock to orchestra in a second.
Yeah, and it's done so well that you're not thrown off by
Exactly.
how it sounds. Like that is so fucking good. I love it. Yeah, it's probably an absolute bop.
Yeah. Now, this next one, Nyx. Now, Nyx is the final villain of the original Persona 3. This is Nyx's theme. Alright, you know what this reminds me of? You know what song this reminds me of?
What?
The Imperial March. It reminds me of that in a weird type of way. Like, almost has that, like, it has the build just like Imperial March, and it just hits. It, like, in some really weird way, it feels the same way, and I love it. Now, it's not my favorite song.
It's a very much of a marching type of vibe to it, like you
march into the final battle
when you're trying to get your men to like march down the fucking hill. Like it that's what it sounds like to me. It's really cool. I like it. Yeah, like that's all I can really say about it. Like it just has a really good vibe for it. I actually I don't really know where to put it.
Yeah, it's a tough one to place.
Yeah, it's in the high. It's probably it's.
I think it's kind of bop tier almost.
Yeah, it's kind of a bop.
Better than the Taurus themes for me.
All it really needs is just more cowbell and OG.
Oh my gosh! Did you really just reference that Saturday Night Live skit?
Yeah.
I hate you. You're never being on this again. Outstanding. Yeah. For me, it's kind of a bop. Man. But like, for it to be the theme of the villain, the big villain, and mind you, Nyx is basically like I think it's like it's death basically. It's the physical embodiment of death.
Yeah.
That's the best way to describe Nyx. Next up we have This Mysterious Feeling. Crap. Where was this one from again? Oh yeah, hang on. I think this is from early on in the game. Let's see. Alright, so here's what I like about this song. So the name, This Mysterious Feeling, like something's off, something's wrong, but you're not showing it outright. And that's why I like how the top layer of the song feels kind of, everything's fine. but the bottom layer with the piano, it's like something's not right about this. And I think it matches the name so well. Now, for the song itself, I think it's okay.
Yeah, the thing about songwriting is that a lot of it comes down to the theme. So, in one of my previous albums called Serial Experiment, I was trying to go for like this metallic, robotic sounds, and a lot of the songs have like this really crazy robotic, hydraulic sounding basses. And for listeners and watchers of Straw Hat Slayer, I make music, and my
No,
main
it's Shadow
my
Strike.
main genre
Straw Hat's my
is
old channel.
yeah is fucking EDM. But but the thing is that it does like even though it's a different type of genre from like rap, rock, pop music, you still have to have some level of songwriting because you can't just put two different types of elements together and hope that they meld.
I think this
And
melded pretty well though for what it was going for.
but yeah, this one melts well because it has a contradictory um elements going on. Like you said, is like there's something off, but you can't explain it. Like the melody of like everything else is fine, but it's the piano underneath everything that makes it so jarring. Which is really cool songwriting when you think about it.
Yeah. So for me, I think it's high, not a bop for me. How about you?
Um, and
High,
not a
not a
bop.
bop. That's where it sits for me.
Yeah, I can
All right,
I can
next
agree with
up.
that.
Okay, now we got Want to Be Close. Now earlier we had crap. One of the, I can't remember what was it. Live to Terminate? No, hang on. I'll figure this out. Well, whatever. Changing Seasons. Yeah. That was the semester 2 of high school. So
Okay.
Want to Be Close to semester 1. Yeah. So here we go.
In the bright light falling over brown shadows, wearing their side hug or in passing, want to be close. To be close.
Alright, so compared to Changing Seasons, this does not even touch it. But it's kind of meant to be the
I
nit.
don't know.
It's supposed to come
So-
before it. I just did this out of order because I'm lazy.
No, you're good. I mean, I'm kind of glad that you played the other one. I think this one would probably be on the lower side of whatever the Changing Season one was.
To
The
me-
Changing Season one got to the vibe of like what you're going through. So it's like, what the fuck? Like this is, but like this one is just more of a chilled out one of the Changing Seasons. So where did I put Changing Seasons?
Oh, we put Absolute Bop, man.
Yeah.
This
it was
is
probably-
like mid for me. This is hard mid.
Yeah, it's mid tier. It's kind of a bop, but it's not much of a.
Yeah. It's not terrible. It's just not as good as like some of the other tracks. Now we got, let's see, what's next? Troubled. Now Troubled, this one plays during certain events, basically. Not really any specific ones from what I'm looking at. So yeah, it kind of sleeps on from there. I mean, it's okay. You know, again, it's kind of like, I mean, the title of the song is Troubled, you know. So it's kind of like, okay. This fits in similarly to, where is it? This Mysterious Feeling, almost.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's that good. To me, it might be definitely not a bop. It might be our first one, depending on what you think. I don't know.
Yeah.
You agree?
Yeah, it's not. It's not. I mean, it's not bad, but it's like after hearing a bunch of these other songs, like it's super hard for me to go. Yeah, like it's super hard for me to look at some of these other ones that are just mainly like just background music. It's just like, when this is fucking trash. You know, compared to the other ones, it's like this is not that good. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's just me. Again, this is my first time ever really hearing a lot of these songs, so it, some of them, but like I could kind of tell like the theme that they all kind of share is like they love to add those turntable scratches or vocal chops and shit like that. So, you know, a lot of the elements kind of stay the same throughout the entire game, or the game's OST.
Yeah.
So, but
Now,
yeah, like.
I'm sorry. Keep going.
No, you're good.
So next up we have Unavoidable Battle. Now this plays during 3 specific fights against the Magician Arcana boss, Strega, and Elizabeth. Now Elizabeth she's from the Velvet Room. She's she's like the hidden boss, basically. She's the hardest boss in the game. But she's cool. She's cool though. She's chill. She's chill. So yeah, this is what plays during those fights. So yeah, for a hidden boss theme, and again a few other bosses, I think that it's great. Just because when that guitar riff hits, it really just, oh wow, this is a fight, you know. The guitar riff can always hype you up. It's like with classic wrestling, we had like Bret Hart's theme when the guitar riff hit,
Oh yeah.
just like
Oh
it,
yeah. Or
just
any,
like that.
yeah, or any of the classic wrestlers when their music hits, that shit just roar. It just erupts in just this big eruption of just noise happening in the crowd. Yeah, like it's like this. Yeah, the song is actually pretty good, especially for a hidden boss. Like, you know, like it's not one of those main bosses that you're supposed to fight.
I think you do. It is for a few main bosses.
Okay, yeah. Either way, it's pretty good. I don't know where to put it though.
I don't want to keep putting things in the kind of bop tier because we're putting a lot in here. I mean, is it a bop though? Is it enough to reach bop tier?
Oh man.
I think it is. I think it is because it sounds similar to Master of Tartarus and Master of Shadow. What do you think?
Yeah, but if you wanna put it into bop tier, I'm fine with that. I mean, it's not bad.
Yeah.
I was kind of grooving with it.
Yeah. All right. Now we have the voice someone calls. Now, at the entrance of Tartarus, this plays, and also this is the original title screen soundtrack for Persona 3, because the FES has its own theme, which is I think this is Brand New Day's Beginning, I believe.
Yeah.
Anyway, the voice someone calls original Persona 3 title screen and Tartarus's entrance. So let's go. Alright, so now, again, this is playing at the entrance of Tartarus, and again, Tartarus is the huge dungeon. So it's really setting that eerie, creepy atmosphere very well, but it does get, like, to me, it gets tiring after, hours of playing the game, Yeah, like I think the problem is like with the dungeons, right? Tartarus seems like the main theme of Tartarus, with all the different blocks, they don't add too much. So like you get tired of that, and then you have this in the hub area of Tartarus, and again that like I don't know. I think the music of it's not. It's too monotonous to where like halfway through the game you're just sick of it or worn out on it. It's not a bad song, but it's just for me it's just okay. I think it's not a bop personally.
No, yeah. I mean, it's oh man, it has a really cool atmosphere to it.
Yeah, that's its main purpose is to set the atmosphere.
Yeah. Other than
It
that,
does.
it's not like a thing. Again, it's not like with a lot of those songs like changing. What is it? Changing of the season. It's like holy shit. Like I can just like turn that song on and like just vibe to it.
Yeah.
Uh, man, like yeah, I would probably put it into a not a bop category as well.
Yeah. Now here's one thing though. There is a beta version of this song that people managed to dig up, and it sounds, in my opinion, so much better. I might play it later, but it just sounds like it's just what I feel like it should have been. Now let's see. Now we have a Watadai station. Let's see. Yeah. This one is a hub world theme for the most part. So this is my least favorite song on the entire soundtrack, by the way. It's also called a Watadai dorm.
So dance, while I put you in a trance. Let's party, boogie in your body. So dance, while I put you in a trance.
Okay, so I hate this song with every fiber of my being. I hate this song. Let me explain why I hate this song so much. This accursed rapping. It sounds so bad. It's like if you got one of those voice it's like when you go to those little toy stores and stuff, they have a little voice changer. And you know when those voice changers run out of batteries, it sounds like a demon. That's what it sounds like Lotus Juice, which is the rapper, is singing through. It sounds so bad. It's like shut up! This is terrible. And this is do you hear this? This is probably one of the 5 tracks you'll hear more than any of the other ones. Cause this is in the dorms for a large chunk of the game and also several other portions, and I just cannot stand it. It starts out pretty good, honestly, but I was sick of it 2 hours in. I hate this song so much. How about you?
I actually like the instrumental section.
Yeah, instrumentals aren't bad.
I don't mind the vocals.
So bad.
That shit personally
Hurts my soul.
But I mean, it's a bop. In terms of like the structure, in terms of theme, it's a bop.
Okay, so I'll meet you in the middle. We'll put low kind of bop. Since I'm here, you're here, we'll meet here. I hate this song. And this song made it hard for me to play through Persona 3, or at least the initial parts of it, because it's so bad. I just can't stand the rapping. It's just, to me, trash. Anyway, now I got The Moon's Reaching Out Stars. Very interesting name, yes. Alright, When the Moon Reaches for the Stars, my mistake. So this is for the Port Island exploration theme. Port Island's the main, the school's on an island, so is the dorm, so it's all on an island basically.
Okay.
Yeah. I feel like now this song. I don't know if you caught it. So Polonia Mall, the shop song, is just this song but remixed basically. Cause you hear this song before that one. Cause like if you listen to it, or at the very least, it's the same girl singing both songs, so it sounds similar. But like like you have this when you're just chilling around the island, but then you go to the shop and you hear this slower version of it essentially. So for me, I think this song's a bop.
Oh, you think it's a bop?
I think it's a bop.
Yeah, I can agree with it. It starts off as like as the like it starts off like it almost feels like it's gonna be a boss battle, but then it goes into just like this very high paced fucking chill song, and it's like, oh, okay, this is interesting. So yeah, it's a bop. It doesn't really get too annoying, but yes.
Alright, so now we have two more from base Persona 3. From this one to the end is all FES exclusive. But here we go. Burn My Dread, the song we put in kind of bop. This is the version from the last battle. Check this shit out. This is something else.
I will.
Is that
Hang on. See, this rapping is the kind of rapping I'm fine with. Because it doesn't sound like he's talking through a freaking like voice distorter. Okay, so when I first heard Burn My Dread and then compared it to Mass Destruction as like the top two sort of songs, initially at least, I thought, oh, Mass Destruction is much better than Burn My Dread. But then I heard Burn My Dread Last Battle. It's the best track, at least of the ones we've gone through. It's the best track. It's so good. I can't like it's like they took Burn My Dread and they just like put liquid coke into it, and now we just got whatever this thing is. It's like, oh, because see, I think the issue with Burn My Dread initially is like the build up takes way too long to get to the main chorus. And I'm not a huge fan of the build up. This is it's like, let's go, it's time, it's final boss, it's showtime. It's like, that's what I'm talking about. How about you?
Yeah, it's much better than the original, most definitely. Like in terms of the contrast of like the first one, which already has like when it has like that chorus of her singing, and all this one does is just kind of gives it a little bit more of a hip hop feel, more of a grimy feel.
Yeah, they toss in a lot more percussion as well, and that's what really gets the freaking blood flowing. Oh, this song's so good. I want to listen to it more. Okay, we must move on. Memories of You. Now this is the original end credit, like the scroll. Like when the staff and all that stuff is rolling once you beat the game. This is the song that plays during that ending theme. Memories of You. So here is what sells me on this song: the acoustic guitar.
Yeah.
Because like throughout the whole game, you have this electronic techno, more, all that stuff. Then it's just the acoustic guitar comes in and the final sort of track, and it's just, it really this song captures the whole, this is the end, at least until they re-released it as FES, but still, this is the end. This is a good song. Man, it's hard. I think it's absolute bop, personally.
Yeah. Oh wait, Absolute Bob.
You think it's bop, or even lower?
Um. Well, it's definitely not a Bob. I'm sure.
Yeah, it's not this
Um,
low. We'd have to fight if you
No,
put
no,
this.
no.
If
It's
you put it this low,
not.
we're fighting.
It's probably in the lower end of Absolute Bob.
Lower
It's
end?
enjoyable to listen to. Um, like the thing about soundtracks is that when you're listening to it, you don't want to look over at your phone or the other monitor and go, "What the fuck am I listening to?"
You know,
Like that's you shouldn't do.
as someone who watches way too much anime, I don't mind it. I actually kind of dig it. But that's me and my sort of taste. Obviously, I get what you're getting at, though. Like, if there was a English version, I would have just played that, but I hadn't been able to find one.
Yeah. I mean, I'm okay with even listening to like foreign music, but if it's just like a bunch of just nothing, then I'm like, oh, okay, this needs to stop. I hate this. This is not good.
Alright.
But no, apart from like what one song is, everything has been we've met, songs that are kind of Bob, a little bit too many times, but
Yeah,
shit.
we could probably move like Tartarus first and second floor or something like that down if we felt like it. But now we have the FES soundtracks, alright? So, this first one, Brand New Days, or Brad New Days. Love the spelling stuff. Brand New Days Beginning. Now this is the title screen for Persona 3 FES. First song you hear, or second song you hear technically, because there's intro movie. Alright, so one thing I like is how this focuses heavily on just the pianos, basically. But it's another thing's so you had Persona 3, but then you had Persona 3 FES, and this almost feels like a welcome back type of song, like you're coming home back to this game after X amount of time. I do kind of like that aspect of it. And considering it's the title screen, you can't bash it or anything. I think it's a very solid song.
Yeah, it's a solid one. I would. Yeah, you know what? We should move at least maybe one of the tars either up or down, like not a Bob, because one of them actually is like pretty repetitive. It's up to you, whichever one. I'm okay with it. And
We'll
then
move first and
the
second
one-
now.
Yeah, let's and then we can move the one that we listen to kind of a Bob,
You want?
because it is a good, solid soundtrack.
Wait, which one do you want to move up to kind of about?
The one that we just listened to.
Oh, this one? Okay.
Yeah.
Brand New Day.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm fine with that. Let's see. So yeah, no, I do like this song. I think it's a solid, sweet song. Doesn't linger for too long because again, it's a title screen. Let's see. Now we have Interstice of Time. This is the theme of Abyss of Time, which is from Persona 3 FES, because basically, Persona 3 is nicknamed The Journey, right? In FES, they introduced a new section called The Answer. And The Answer, this is like the theme of like the main hub of it, essentially. So yeah, Interstice of Time. It's a 10-minute song, by the way. So yeah, again, this is the main hub of the answer section. It's okay. I think it's definitely better than the voice someone calls, but I don't know if
Yeah.
it's better enough to be put in the kind of bop tier. It's either a high not a bop or a low kind of bop. Oh, quick thing. These tiers aren't in order, by the way. Just saying, like, I'm not saying freaking like Tartarus Fifth Floor is better than, I don't know, Nyx or something. It's just like, you know, cause we want. Okay, so if all of these up in the top area were all in order, the final video would be pretty obvious, you know. So these aren't in any particular order. We're just kind of saying it as a way to sort of get a feel. You know? So,
Oh yeah.
so what are you thinking?
No, yeah, it's probably in the lower tiers. Probably not about
Okay,
that.
I can get. I can agree.
It's just standard score type song,
Yeah.
so it's not very like impactful piece of music.
Yeah.
So,
Now we have Mass Destruction, Persona 3 FES version. Now this version you only hear during the answer section, and this is the regular battle theme that's going to play for just about every fight.
Things slow while my enemies looking like hits and I'm the grown up. I'm the next masterpiece made. A new generation came up with the beast taste. But I'm the Mr. Nice Guy. See, I'm a wise guy. Not a mafioso, but a hustle like mine.
So yeah, so it is very similar to regular Mass Destruction, but it has a different intro, and the rapping sections are different. I mean, I like it just as much. I don't think it's like a step down to be put in the bop. I think it's in the same level. What are you thinking?
I'm okay with that. I'm okay
Alright.
with that.
We'll pop
Yeah,
it
it
up
starts
here.
to. Yeah, it's kind of hard, especially with a lot of these remix songs, to kind of like tell the difference because of, like a lot of some of the different burn. What is it? Burn like dread
Dread.
is like it's like a very distinct difference. But
Yeah.
with like the ones that are just like superficial differences, like different. It may like have like different drums or whatever and shit like that. It's kind of hard to be like, is this supposed to be a remix and stuff like
Well,
that.
I mean, yeah, I mean, it has the different lyrics and it has the very different intro. I think it sounds like there's a few extra sounds added. So to me, I think it's different enough to be its own thing. You know what I'm saying? Unlike the Tartarus themes, which are all the same thing practically. Goodness gracious! All right, next up we have Seal. Now, this is a theme of a specific character. I don't want to completely spoil it for you, in case they remake Persona 3, which they're totally gonna do. Yeah, it's for a very they have to do it, man. This game's like, gosh, what year? This game came out 07, I think. 07, 08, something like that. So it's like 15 years old almost. Actually, wait, next year's its 15th anniversary, I think. But yeah, no. Anyway, this is the theme for one of the final boss battles of the game. It's also the intro to another fight as well. So did you catch that it had "Burn My Dread" in there with the "Burn My Dread" with the pianos?
I
Yeah.
didn't notice. I don't think that's a really good.
Here, let
piano,
me. So think about the song "Burn My Dread" when you hear this. Oh dang! I didn't go back far enough. My dread. That's it.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
That
Right.
is so cool.
See,
Like
I
again,
love
like
that.
when you're like a really good composer slash writer, you know on how to like add elements to a song to kind of call back to like a song that I'm guessing gets played a lot through the game.
"Burn My Dread" isn't played too terribly much, actually.
Listen here, you little shit.
No, listen. But see, basically, the person you're fighting, "Burn My Dread" has a pretty big significance to the person, so it being incorporated into this song makes a lot of sense. And also, it's a sad song for a reason that I will not tell you because spoilers. I granted I've spoiled the piss ton of the game, but still, this is like big Chungus level of spoilery, so I don't want to spoil it for you. But yeah, no, big Chungus. So where are you thinking? I'm thinking bop or absolute bop. I'm fine with either.
Probably in the upper mid section of the bop because that's a really good catch. I didn't even catch that.
Yeah.
I'm guessing because I don't listen to the songs enough to be like catch the melody of
Yeah.
other songs. So I can't be like, oh yeah, like in the third to fourth chord, you could hear like I don't
At
know.
exactly 30 seconds into "Burn My Dread," you can hear blah blah blah. Yeah, no, I'm not that kind of person, but I'm like, yeah, I've listened to these songs a decent amount. At least some of them, not this song, but I've listened to Masters or not. I've listened to "Burn My Dread" so much that hearing it in Seal I could catch. All right, "Darkness." All right, this is the battle theme for the very final boss of the entire game. All right, let's go. Alright, so I want to put up. Alright, so I have an offer. We move Memories of You down the bop, and we put Darkness in the absolute bop.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. That's a good one. I don't care.
Because, like,
Yeah,
that song.
because I like the intro. So one of my songs actually have this in a build up where it starts to get there's a type of fuck, I cannot remember it. But you know how in intros of like the carnival songs, it starts slow and it winds up to go faster and faster? That's what that was doing. I can't remember the name of it. It's an actual like thing that it does.
It just hit me
but
how
I
much
love
this
it.
game loves guitars.
Yeah, they love
They love their
I can see that
guitars.
they really love guitars.
They love them.
It's like
It's funny because in Persona 4 and 5, there's not as many guitars, at least off the top of my head. Oh wait, one song has a lot of guitars in Persona 5, but we'll get to that when we get to that. Anyway, as you were saying.
um yeah, I needed yeah, it's so cool because you only hear it in like certain like types of music, that type of technique. Man, it's so cool. I like the fact that it went slow and then it started to get faster and faster and then it was the actual beat per minute or however fast.
Yeah, it was like, hey, guess what? This is the final boss. It's on. Alright, last song. After this freaking... How long is this video at this point? Oh my, it's an hour and a half long. We gotta go. Brand New Days. The Answer ending theme. Now, the Answer, like I said, is the second part of the Persona 3 as a whole. And this is, the end theme. Alright. So yeah, okay, so it is just it's basically the complete version of Brand New Day's beginning from the title screen. So for me, it's either like kind of bop. To me, it's a bop, but like I know again the Japanese vocals aren't really your cup of tea. So like if you want to put it down here, I'm fine with that.
To me, it feels like after watching like Naruto get fucking blasted by pain,
Oh gosh.
and then it cuts to the end screen, the outro, and that's like the type of song that would play. Is like it's such a contradiction of what the hell is. But no, I like it. I like it. It's super soft and like, but like once you start playing the game, you're gonna be like, holy shit, this is like the softest song of all the songs. Because like from what I can tell, the game gets pretty intense after you start playing it a few hours. So yeah, it's a good song to kind of get you into the mood.
So would you put this bop or kind of bop?
Bop. I don't know where in the level of it. You can put it wherever.
I'm just gonna close my eyes and let go. Again, like these are not in any specific order, but yeah. All right, that is every song done. Now, what's going to happen is in the fourth video, after doing 4 and 5, these songs in the Absolute Bop tier will be paired with the other songs from the Absolute Bop tier from the other Persona games.
Oh.
And we are going to rank all these songs with all the other Absolute Bops to find the best tracks. And what we're going to do is there will be one tier at the very top. I don't know what we're going to call it. It's going to be like the best tier. And we'll put one song there. And that will be the best song from the 3 games, in our opinion.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, right? It's going to be good. All right.
I'm already gonna get some people. Actually, Mr. K, you fucking suck. Okay, you don't understand the logistics of the like, dude. We're just shooting this shit.
Yeah, right. It's like, yeah.
Of course, I'm not gonna know the super in-depthness of the songs. Like, I don't know what the hell the songwriter was thinking making it like. Plus, I've never played the game, so I don't understand the attachment to the songs as like other people do. Which is okay, I understand. Trust me, I do. But like, goddamn, I'm doing this in the perspective of somebody who makes music. So, like, that's the only way that I can do it. But yeah, I mean, you had some good inputs of the song. I had some pretty good inputs. You know, we're just having fun.
Yeah.
So cut us some slack. Like we're not music majors.
I mean, hey, I might be. No, I'm kidding. I whip out. I freaking make background tracks for all these different games out of nowhere. No one knew about it. No, that would be fun to make songs like this type of thing is what inspired me to want to make games. Just because I don't know, when graphics and gameplay will only do so much if you don't have the right music, you know? And look, what did I say? I told you, it was basically everything up and down, the entire thing. Like, look how even these tiers look.
Pretty much. Yeah,
Like,
there's a few
yeah.
songs, but yeah.
Like these bottom two tiers are like the weakest songs. Even then, a few of these in here aren't too bad. But yeah, so in the description, I'm going to leave a link to Mr. KMK's channel. Again, he makes a lot of songs, and I'm going to make him make a remix of Burn My Dread, one way or the other. Nah, I kid. But he makes some good songs, honestly. So yeah, definitely check him out.
And whoever is the writer of Burn My Dread, please send me the stems for the song. I'll absolutely make it.
Hell yeah. Dude. But yeah, so the next video should be, gosh, I don't know, I gotta make the list. Let's see, today is a Monday, so we'll go with Wednesday or Thursday, depending on what happens. Is when you should expect the Persona 4 one. But yeah, I would like to thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did enjoy this, please, I'm on my knees here. Like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you all in the next one. See ya.